This is the sound of the Olimpico. In full, Italy-England in the Six Nations with Matt Dawson and correspondent Chris Jones.
Thanks a lot, Steve. What an epic game earlier at Murrayfield, in keeping with this epic 2026 Men's Six Nations. And even though Italy and England are out of the title hunt, how much is on the line here in Rome? Listen to the music. Listen to the atmosphere. England fans have flocked to the Eternal City. There are pockets, they're not pockets, there are swathes of white shirts all around this magnificent stadium. The players, Matt Dawson, have just come up from underneath ground level, haven't they? Just like gladiators into the Colosseum as we wait for the anthems.
Indeed, yeah. Brilliantly described, and that's how it feels. It feels like the Colosseum. It feels like everyone is staring at their team in anticipation for what they can deliver for the fan. The Italians are around the city of Rome last night, and today they expect a big performance. They expect a win. And you know, England being an underdog in Italy, Chris, incredible. I genuinely didn't feel it was ever going to happen in this Six Nations, and yet here is the day where Italy are expected to beat England.
Wow, smoke filling the mild Roman air here in the colours of the Italy flag. England are in their white strips, their tracksuit. Henry Pollock's jumping up and down. There has been a very, very late change to the England team. We need to tell you about Tom Curry limping out of training in the warm-up. So Sam Underhill wears 7 and Chandler Cunningham-South comes into the back row. So no Tom Curry. Sam Underhill starts alongside Guy Pepper and Ben Earl. The Italy national anthem is on the way. But first, the hordes of travelling support from England will stand for God Save the King. And you can just hear that murmur, that ripple, that anticipation all around the ground. Never have Italy beaten England. And for so many Italy supporters and nervous England ones we've spoken to around the city the last 24, 48 hours, they feel this could be the time that changes. It's a must-win for England, though, after 2 chastening defeats. The national anthem on the way. Well, England have spoken about their lack of physical intensity against Ireland. No lack of intensity from the players there in the anthem, and it'll be the same for the Italians now. Oh, here we go as the fireworks go off, Matt, in the colours of green, white and red, the Italy flag. You know it's a big one when Matt Dawson takes his headphones off, and Mal's should be a good one. Right, what's happening at Portman Road? Promotion chasing Ipswich against Leicester. Goal for you, Emily Herbert.
And Ipswich equalise. Ipswich 1, Leicester 1. Agueli on a volley inside the near post. They've been all over Leicester in this second half. If they find a winner, they will leapfrog into the automatic promotion places. 10 to go. Ipswich 1, Leicester 1.
Thanks a lot, Emily. What a big day, as ever, of sport on 5 Live and BBC Sounds earlier. Mansfield 1, Arsenal 2 in the Cup. Arsenal into the 6th round. Wrexham Chelsea is our commentary game at 5:30. Starts on Sports Extra, finishes here on 5 Live. We've got Newcastle, Manchester City tonight from St James's Park. We're right across the Championship and all the goals as they go in across the EFL. But here we go, Matt. Italy in blue, England in white. The band is off, the smoke lingering in the air. Let's go to work.
Yeah, sometimes you rather than just listening through the radio, you ever get that opportunity, or through the headphones rather, you have to soak that atmosphere in, because it's special. You knew it was going to be special. I think even just watching the England players sing the national anthem, Maro Itoje getting really emotional, shouting and screaming God Save the King at the end. England know they're up against it. They know they have to meet this Italian fire, just like the fireworks were blasting in the background at the end of the national anthem. Right from this kickoff, it's going to be exactly the same.
Wow, this is a magnificent atmosphere in Rome. Italy will kick us off from left to right. I'll go through the teams in a moment. Just a reminder that the England team that was named on Tuesday has had a late change. Sam Underhill, who was on the bench, starts with Tom Curry limping out of the warm-up. Chandler Cunningham himself is on the bench. As the music builds, 70-odd thousand around the Stadio Olimpico. There are loads of England fans here, but they'll be out-sung and out-chanted by the home support, who just wonder, is this the day that Italy can beat England for the first time in their history? The countdown is on. Paolo Garbisi, the Italy fly half, and referee Luke Ramos says, "Andiamo a lavorare," and down the throat of Ben Earl is the kick, and Earl, who's been England's top carrier from a forwards point of view, he sets it up and already bodies strewn everywhere. This is going to be the challenge, isn't it, Matt Dawson? Particularly if you're Italy, but also if you're England, who've got so much to prove, just keeping that physical intensity on the right side of the line. As the kick from Spencer is lost forward, then it dribbles out of play, so I think that'll be an England line out around about the 10-metre line in their own half.
Yeah, spot on kick from Ben Spencer. What a wonderful way to start the game. Good kick-off from Italy. Lovely contact, but calmness. A presence from Ben Spencer. That's what he does well. Kicking game on the money, putting Italy under pressure. Good gain for England.
England with the line out, 37 or 8 metres from their own line. Nice ball, their line out really didn't function against Ireland, but that's much better. As you hear Swing Low Sweet Chariot round the Olimpico. The crossfield kick from Finn Smith is recovered by Italy, but England putting the Italian back three under some real pressure there. Italy though have it as Garbisi, the younger Garbisi, Alessandro Garbisi, he just spins it out to his forwards, and Italy set it up on their own 10-metre line. So I imagine they will go to the air again through the scrum half. Garbisi playing alongside his older brother. His kick is taken by Elliot Daly's back in the team, the experienced fullback who can play right across the back line, as he's done so often during a 75-cap England career. Ben Spencer, one of a swathe of changes. Remember, Steve Borthwick has properly wielded the axe after those lamentable displays in Edinburgh and at home to Ireland. 0-0, 5 Live, BBC Sounds. Italy against England, 2 minutes in, and the kind of tactical game of chess that often takes place at the start of these huge test matches. This time Caden Murley gets up, and I think he may have got that one, Matt Dawson, so straight away a good sign for England, who just about have retained that ball and made some good metres.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 catch, and I think Murley just fought for it on the deck, wrestled himself into a position to actually win the ball going forward. Good front foot ball
Yeah, England in the Italy half. Finn Smith, deep it comes. Seb Atkinson, wide ball to Roebuck. Roebuck is well tackled, but England putting width on the ball straight away. 40 odd metres from the Italy goal line as they truck through the middle, and Alex Coles, who's into the side with Ollie Chesson, drop into the bench. Finn Smith, what a big game this is for Smith, who was England's number 1, number 10 this time last year. But George Ford's had that shirt up until now. Can Finn Smith wrestle it back from his more experienced teammate? England have it going through the phases, and this is where they'll have to be tactically smart as well as physical as Guy Pepper sets it up. And I imagine after 9 phases, England will go to the boot again. Ben Spencer, that looks a good one, doesn't it, Matt? Murley up against Garbisi. England have won the tap back. They've won so few of them this Six Nations. That was much like the England of the autumn and last year. Finn Smith tries to get it wide. There's been a knock on somewhere in there by Italy, so will be an England scrum. Slap bang in centre field in between the 22 and the 10.
I think I was listening to you during the week on some of the weekly podcast, Chris, on the importance of accuracy in this game and low error count, and the way that England are playing. I wouldn't say it's one out runners, but maybe 2 passes maximum, and then you can see players are tucking it under their jumper. They're holding on tight. They do not want any early opportunities for Italy, and they're just grinding it out.
OK, England scrum as we wait for that goal of Sheffield United for you, Charlie Slater.
And what a goal, an equaliser for West Brom. Half an hour ago, George Campbell turned the ball into his own net. This time, he's whacked it from 25 yards into the corner of the Sheffield United net. 1-1.
And a goal at Dundee, Martin Dowden.
Yes, Motherwell level at Dundee. A spectacular Callum Slattery free kick potentially reignites hopes of a title challenge. Expect an onslaught for a winner. Dundee 1, Motherwell 1.
Nice one, Martin. Up to date with all the goals as England through Ben Spencer, Matt Dawson just dribble it deep into the Italy 22, and now the Azzurri have to throw into the line out 10 metres from their own goal line.
Yeah, actually came from a scrum infringement there, free kick, and Ben Spencer the tap and go. I think was a great option, but the ball's got to be kept in play. You want to put pressure on Italy by having the ball and going through the phases.
Well, England pour forward there as Italy won the line out, but couldn't really set up a more because England were right on it in their defence. Sam Underhill, late inclusion in this team. I will go through both the lineups just when we get a chance as Italy prepare to clear their lines. Which one of the Garbisi brothers will do the honours? It's the younger version, Alessandro, and England will get a really nice set piece opportunity 25 metres out. Italy are Fischetti, Nicotera, Ferrari in the front row, Canoni and Zamboni in the second row, Lamaro the captain, Zuliani and Canone the back row, the 2 Garbisis, Alessandro and Paolo, Menoncello and Brex, what a centre pairing, Ioane, Liner and Pani the back 3 as England attack. Finn Smith wide to Daly, Liner shot up, Daly then kicks, asking Murley to chase. That's just going to go dead, is it? The ref's going to have the long look at that one, and it will be a goal line. England's team: Ellis Genge, Jamie George, Joe Hayes, Maro Itoje, Alex Coles, Guy Pepper, Sam Underhill in for Tom Curry, Ben Earl, Ben Spencer, Finn Smith 9 and 10, Seb Atkinson, Tommy Freeman the centres, Caden Murley, Tom Roebuck and Elliot Daly the back 3. 12 changes from the team that played Ireland, 9 personnel, 3 positional, and only 6 players who started that game are starting in this one, which is 6 minutes old. Italy 0, England 0 as Daly takes in Garbisi's goal line and links with Ben Earl. Good attacking opportunity this for England. Really interested, Matt, to see what they're going to do from it as Seb Atkinson goes out the back to Finn Smith, then Tommy Freeman, who's caught. He tried to get on the outside. England now come back the other way. Ellis Genge with a run-up and slams into a couple of Italian defenders. England just to the right, working the short side, 25, maybe a couple more metres out from the Italy line. Pepper, Finn Smith, this is better shape from England. Itoje, can he get the offload away to Finn Smith? Yes, he can. Finn Smith, Daly, lovely hands to Ben Earl. Ben Earl storms into the 22, that's why Daly's in the team. Consummate footballer, advantage being played to England as Pepper, who's been on the ball a fair bit in the opening 6, he carried round the corner, no advantage. 4 is the Italy second row, Canone, he's been singled out. And now Matt Dawson, I know you are a take the points man, but if you're England off the back of 2 tough losses, do you kick for the corner and try and score first, or do you take the 3?
I have the benefit of just slightly stalling to make my decision. No, they're going to. they're going to go to the corner, because England feel like they've got the momentum. They feel like they're just edging the contacts one-on-one, and therefore, yeah, go on, 5 metres out, drive him all, let's see.
We're going to go to Martin at Dundee in a sec. There's been another goal, Dundee Motherwell, but this is a great chance for England, who've started pretty poorly the last few weekends. There's a lovely throw from Jamie George, then they've lost it. That accuracy you were talking about, Matt Dawson, goes awry, so Italy will have it through Alessandro Garbisi. Let's go to Martin at Dundee.
Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. A great move fell to substitute Finn Robertson. He tapped home just when Motherwell looked the more likely they're behind. Another twist in this title race in Scotland. Dundee ahead, 5 minutes to go.
Thanks very much, Martin. And a late goal at Bolton, Adam Cottier.
A goal back for Bolton, side-footed home by Ruben Rodriguez. So it's Bolton 1, Wycombe 2 now.
Nice one, Adam, at Bolton against Wycombe. All the goals as usual as they go in. And by the way, that kick-off, I think I said it was a 5:30 Wrexham Arsenal. It's a 5:45. That'll start on Sports Extra and then finish over here on 5 Live. As England attack down this left-hand touchline, Guy Pepper, good physicality. That's been one of the buzzwords for England. He bounced off a few, Matt Dawson, and then was bundled into touch. So England, good start, but could be that little bit more clinical and accurate.
Well, let's that's the word that keeps being used, Chris. Accurate from that previous line out. England in great shape, 5 metres from the Italian line. Coles goes up to win it, and on the way down it gets popped out of his grip by an England player, because the supporting player from England just got himself in the wrong position. And then even on that occasion, Guy Pepper should be bouncing, stepping off his left foot, going in field, but gets taken into touch. These are just the little errors, the little mistakes that just start to take a little bit of wind out of your sails.
And Italy win the line out on their own 22. They rumble forward a few metres and now have it. I imagine they'll just truck it up and then try and kick. Remember earlier at Murrayfield, Scotland 50, France 40. Scotland 50, France 40. A wonderful, wonderful day for Scottish rugby. And they are in the title hunt. They are level on match points, 16 match points with France. And if they better France's result next weekend, Scotland are the champions for the first time in Six Nations history. England from the kick, Roebuck to Tommy Freeman. Tommy Freeman, that went forward as he linked, or did it? Maybe not. England still have it, 7 or 8 metres out. Then it's a penalty as England infringe. Tommy Freeman not happy at all with referee Luke Ramos. But that was better counter-attacking from England from the loose Italy kick.
Yeah, Garbisi, that's a shocker of a kick. Trying to go for the low cross field for his winger liner, but so deep. Roebuck read it extremely well and was off. I like the attitude, I like the application, the skill level there between Roebuck and Freeman. They are definitely setting a tone, this England backline. They are sort of vindicating the selection so far.
Oh, you got another one at Bolton, Adam.
Extraordinary fight back for Bolton Wanderers. It's now 2-2. Mason Burstow with a header following a left wing cross. Bolton 2, Wycombe 2.
Italy line out on their own 10-metre lines. Let's go to John Murray at the racecourse ground ahead of Wrexham against Chelsea. Afternoon, John.
Hello, and of Wrexham's 3 injury worries, midfielder Dobson's fit, Broadhead's only a sub, and Cabore's not made it, so Viner and Longman come in, and it's Smith rather than Moore up front. Chelsea make 9 changes from midweek, so Harto and Garnacho remain. It looks like Chelsea going with 3 central defenders. Lavia's back in the team. Interesting though, not in the 20 at all are Palmer, Fernandes, Caicedo and Jorgensen.
Thanks a lot, John. Remember earlier, Mansfield 1, Arsenal 2. So Arsenal through to the next round of the Cup. Wrexham against Chelsea is a 5:45 commentary with John Murray and Chris Sutton. First half commentary on Sports Extra, second half commentary here on 5 Live. Bit of a stoppage, Matt Dawson, while some players get some treatment. And if you're England, dare we say again, they've had a good start, 75% possession. No points. Italy 0, England 0, 11 minutes gone.
Yeah, England have got themselves into Italy's 22 a couple of times, maybe 3 or 4 times actually. No points to show for it. And yeah, I know you weren't mocking me. You were maybe just throwing it back to maybe some of the early calls that I would say about going for posts for 3 points. But in games like this, it might well come down to it, and just to get the board roll, just to get the scoreboard rolling, the odd 3 points is very helpful.
Not a hint of a mockery, Matt.
I didn't know the right word.
No,
I knew you weren't mocking me.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because a lot of teams these days instinctively look for the corner. When you played, it would have been 3 all day long, and I'm not necessarily sure that the modern way is the better way, as we've seen England have all that possession and territory and come away with nothing. Right, Bristol City, Coventry City. Coventry flying high in the Championship. How have they got on, Molly Stevens?
Well, Frank Lampard's side are closing in on a crucial win. 7 minutes added, 2 of them played. Coventry lead 2-0, their 5th win in a row if they get this, as they create an 8-point gap at the top of the Championship.
Nice one, Molly. OK, what has happened at the scrum? It is a free kick to Italy, and if you are the Azzurri and you've got an England team spoiling and smarting and desperate to prove a point after losing 2 games, I think they'll be pretty happy to still be level after 11 minutes where England bossed it and had opportunities, didn't take them, and now just a hint of momentum going back in the direction of Italy, because they've got England on their own 22, and England will need just to show a little bit of composure to get out of this part of the field. Ben Spencer, who's kicked well so far today, sends up a contestable rather than a clearance kick. Monty Ioane's under that. It's come forward off England. Referee Ramos didn't see that, and England will play on. So England have got that ball back. Finn Smith, Seb Atkinson, he puts his head down. He's a big lad. Seb Atkinson provides a little bit of extra physicality at number 12. And now England just set it up through Maritoja. I imagine they'll go to the boot again. So they had a little bit of a half go. And now I think Finn Smith, Matt, is going to go crossfield. It's charged down by Garbisi. Fortunately for England, Elliot Daly is there to clean it up, and he whacks it downfield. But that was kind of telegraphed, wasn't it, from Finn Smith? And it was Kanone who charged him. And now Finn Smith kicks. He looks for touch this time, and he finds it. It's all happening at Bolton, Adam.
It is. Bolton have turned it around completely. They were 2-0 down in the 88th minute. They now lead 3-2. Corey Blackett-Taylor with a screamer from range. Bolton 3, Wycombe 2.
Thanks a lot, Adam Cotter. Yes, so Matt Dawson, Finn Smith charged down there.
Yeah, just taking that split second too long. Don't kid yourself, Finn Smith. This is going to be fast and furious for 80-odd minutes. You cannot get your foot off the gas for any amount of time. The Italians are loving the fact that it's 0-0. They've soaked up all that pressure. They've nicked a penalty infringement. I just feel at the moment England aren't necessarily attacking. When they've got that quick ball in hand, it all looks very nice and the ball's going wide, but there's lots of defence out there, Chris. It doesn't look to me like they're attacking an opportunity. There must be spaces elsewhere, or we're going to go down to the conversations that we've had for the last 2 weeks where England are just going through their pattern to where Italy are going to be defending. There's got to be a different picture from England.
Italy with the line out then, just inside their own half. Great throw, brilliantly taken. Then it's been a drop by the England forwards, but still there for the Azzurri. Let's go back to Ipswich. Full time for you, Emily Herbert.
Ipswich 1, Leicester 1, a game of 2 halves. Leicester had the first, Patson Daka finished on the volley. Ipswich came out firing in the second, found the equaliser through Agueli. A big penalty appeal waved away in extra time. The referee being swarmed, 9 security guards around him, but it's a result that doesn't do much for either side. Ipswich 2 points off the automatic promotion spots, while Leicester stay in the bottom 3 full time. Ipswich 1, Leicester 1.
Might be numbers for Italy here. There's Brex, their talismanic outside centre. They almost got away down the left at the Azzurri, who are growing into this game, and they drive up to the 10-metre line. That's much better from the men in blue. Garbisi on the gain line, throws it short, and it's England doing the defensive work and trying to spoil. Sam Underhill is in there as Alessandro Garbisi digs for the ball. Can Italy get on this wide channel? Because when they have, they've looked dangerous. There's Brex, he will kick. That's charged down. Italy are on to it, and they storm up to the 22, and then the pass just didn't go to hand, and it will be an England scrum. But signs here, Matt Dawson, of the danger. Italy with the ball in hand, particularly that man Tommaso Menoncello on the ball for one of the first times today.
The bounce of a rugby ball could go anywhere. That quite easily could have been a try for Italy under the sticks. No question. A bounce right opposed to a bounce left. Maratoji getting a little bit of treatment, just trying to slow the game down, I would guess, as Jamie George is having a chat to the official. England's defence, in theory, looks okay, but what I'm trying to gather is why I'm finding a lot of forwards defending on the outsides in the more vulnerable positions rather than filtering themselves in closer to the ruck, and England having backs on the outside. And I think, like against Scotland, like against Ireland, Italy are seeing there is an opportunity to just go in close, crash it up a little bit off Garbisi, squeeze in England, knowing that if they switch the play, then Italy's backs are going to be up against England forwards. And that has cost England dear so far in this championship.
England scrum just outside their own 22. You got full time at Derby, Chris Coles.
And Derby have beaten Sheffield Wednesday by 2-1. Clark's header just before half-time, the ultimate winner. Derby moved to within 3 points of the playoff. Sheffield Wednesday now 30 league games without a win. Derby 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Let's get full time from Bramall Lane as well with Charlie Slater.
1-1, Sheffield United in front when West Brom defender Campbell turned the ball into his own net, but all square when Campbell made amends in style. A 25-yard pile driver, a point good enough to take the Baggies back out of the relegation zone. 1-1 at Bramall Lane.
Thanks very much, Charlie. Right, Matt Dawson, this is a battle, isn't it? This scrum contest, two of the best scrums in the Six Nations, and England get a crucial scrum penalty there. Finn Smith drives it into the Italian half.
Yeah, England ball, the Italians just trying to spin that left-hand side because they felt the pressure coming through. Good solid scrummage from England, giving them enormous confidence. England backs coming in here, running in 30 metres, giving them all a pat on the backside. Ben Earl turning to the crowd like he used to do, shouting and screaming because they've won a scrum penalty. Maybe that's what it needs, Chris. Maybe it needs that, just that little bit of over-enthusiasm from England that motivates them, just gives them that extra step. Just holding fire for a moment. Ellis Genge getting wrapped up again. He's obviously got a big cut on his eye.
Yeah, and Sam Underhill bleeding as well. Let's go to Molly Stevens at Ashton Gate, where Coventry have another big 3 points, Molly.
Oh, a gutsy win for the league leaders, Coventry. They beat Bristol City 2-0 to secure an 8-point gap at the top of the championship before Middlesbrough play tomorrow. Sakamoto and Wright with the goals, and a red card for each team, but 3 crucial points for Coventry.
Thanks, Molly. All been happening at Dens Park. Dundee Motherwell, full-time, Martin.
Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. A big win for Dundee, a really big blow for Motherwell. 10 points behind leaders' Hearts with 9 games to go. A monumental missed opportunity.
Thanks very much, Martin Dowden. England attack in centre field. Oh, they're onto that ball, aren't they? The Azzurri, and they've managed to pick England's pocket and come away with it. England just can't quite get their fluency. And now the Azzurri attack down the left-hand side. Brex and Melicello linking, and here's Montejuani streaking over the 10-metre line, kicking ahead. Back go England despairingly. I think they'll just get there. Tommy Freeman, and he dots it down. Will be a goal line, but again, Matt, if England aren't accurate, they cough ball up, they get turned over. Italy, couple of passes, they're away.
Yeah, not good enough, England there in the contact area. Ben Spencer having to go dig the ball because the presentation just simply wasn't good enough. The clear out wasn't good enough. Italy on their feet, trying to compete. Garbisi sits in the pocket, but all of a sudden, rather than just booming the ball down the pitch, has a look up, sees, what do we talk about, forwards in vulnerable positions, sees Maro Itoje, thinks this is a back on forward, let's take him on.
I'm not quite sure when Jamie George sets it up why it's just Tommy Freeman clearing, and he cleared the Italian and left a massive hole for Ben Spencer to have the ball stolen. And Italy from the goal line, England went short, and here's Nacho Brex, lovely ball to Menoncello, who crosses the gain line, which is his want. Up to the 22 go the Azzurri. I think Maro Itoje's got in there, has he, and forced a big old turnover. Guy Pepper as well involved, both of them on the floor. England whack it downfield, taken in the backfield by the Azzurri and Lorenzo Pani. He dances over the halfway where he's well tackled by Caden Murley. It's a real fight at the breakdown, both teams going hard on the ball, but Italy just have that little bit of ingenuity, and a little kick from Garbisi finds Ioani's over the 10-metre line, and they've really grown into this game. Almost 20 minutes gone, it's still 0-0 in Rome between Italy and England on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and the Italians are growing in confidence all the time. Just short of the 10-metre line. Jamie George on that ball trying to steal. Guy Pepper in there as well, and Sam Underhill. Goodness me, this is an absolute fight at the breakdown, isn't it, Matt?
And that's exactly what England are trying to do. They know they've got to slow the ball down. They have to compete. The danger is they're sending 2 or 3 players in to win that ball, and Italy get it away. That sort of 12-13 area is very vulnerable.
Carried up by Nicolo Cannone, and then Garbisi. That's neat enough, isn't it? Just turns England around, forcing England back. Line out England just inside their 22. Full time at Bolton. Adam Cottier.
Bolton 3, Wycombe Wanderers 2. Bolton keeping their automatic hopes alive with a stirring late fight back. Goals from Ruben Rodriguez, Mason Burstow and Corey Blackett-Taylor. They were 2-0 down in the 88th minute. Bolton 3, Wycombe 2.
And full time at MK Dons for you, Sahale.
Yeah, MK Dons 4, Harrogate 1. MK Dons, they thumped bottom of the table Harrogate, which moves them into second in the table. Harrogate's 5-game unbeaten run has ended as they remain at the bottom of the division. Full time, MK Dons 4, Harrogate 1.
Thanks loads, Sahale. Treatment for a couple of England players. Jamie George is with the medics, so a stoppage here. So the full time scores are all in from the Championship. Of course, these are across the BBC Sport website, but Blackburn and Portsmouth was 1-1. Hull Millwall won by Millwall 3-1. Those were early games. Coventry, as we were hearing from Molly, have won 2-0 at Bristol City. Charlton won Birmingham 0. Derby 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Ipswich, Leicester and Sheffield United West Brom both finished 1-1. Swansea 2, Stoke 0. And in the FA Cup, Mansfield 1, Arsenal 2, a full-time score from earlier. Wrexham Chelsea with John Murray and Chris Sutton kicks off in about 40 minutes time, and we'll have commentary of that on Sports Extra for the first half, and then here on 5 Live after the rugby. 20 minutes gone, Italy 0, England 0, England line out on their own 22. Just as cagey and as tight as all these England fans around the Eternal City feared, Matt.
It is, and you can see it's on a knife edge. You just feel you go another turnover.
Oh, they've lost it, and there's a penalty. England offside. They went early from the line out. So on their own ball as well, and Italy, Matt, penalty 10 metres out.
Yeah, and what's their decision? I don't think there'll be any messing around here about going to the corner. Italy have got an understanding this game is whether it goes to the wire, but it is going to go a long way. Yeah, referee Ramos said, just pointed to the post. Every point so crucial. It's the sort of game where you can see Garbisi standing in the slot and just having a couple of goes at drop goal. It becomes 6, it becomes 9, and okay, it's not a huge deficit, but what it does, it just cranks up the pressure if you're England, and you start to play in a different way. I mean, England are playing okay, but they're not looking ruthless. I mean, and we sort of got used to England looking sort of quite clinical, but not now.
Well, Italy have taken the points. Italy 3, England 0. And to recap, if you're just joining us, kind of a familiar tale from this tournament. England have had spells and been in the opposition 22, come away with nothing. Now the momentum has switched back towards the Azzurri. They've kicked themselves into the lead at 3-0. And yeah, that pressure word, we saw Scotland just pile pressure on France, a France team that was expected to be playing for the Grand Slam next Saturday night. Not a bit of it. Scotland 50, France 40. Scotland slap bang in the Six Nations title hunt. A famous day for Scottish rugby, 50 points against the Six Nations champions. The kick from Alessandro Garbisi, Montioni gets up, then he knocks it on. It just feels like one of those games where it's not going to be a 50-40. Let's put it that way.
No, but you can definitely feel a interception or a charge down kick or some kind of actual error opening up the game for the opposition. It feels tense, it feels emotive, and on the pitch, I mean, the crowd are feeling it and there's a buzz around, but there's just a slight hesitancy to England, which is making me feel just a bit uncomfortable.
And if you're Italy and they get a 7-pointer, whether against the run of play, however it comes, suddenly 10-0, and that then says to England,
well, the doubts and the emotion, and the consequence of the game comes into your mindset.
Well, the consequence of Scotland crushing France with a 7-try 50-40 victory. That was a couple of late French tries as well. At one point it was more handsome than that. It's blown the Six Nations Championship wide open. Scotland will have a real go when they play against Ireland for the Triple Crown next week. As England's attack goes wrong, Finn Smith knocks on Italy's scrum. And look at the body language from Italy. This is where England need their leaders. But Scotland beating France 50 points to 40. Arsenal are in the FA Cup quarter-finals. They survived a scare against Mansfield, who at one point were level at 1-1, but the Gunners won 2-1 to make the FA Cup last 8. The Lionesses are 2 from 2 in World Cup qualifying. They beat Iceland at the City Ground 2-0. Coventry, as we were hearing from Molly Stevens, our reporter at Ashton Gate, their lead at the top of the championship was 8 points after they won 2-0 at Bristol City. Lincoln overtook Cardiff at the top of League One, 2 second-half goals to win that top of the table clash 2-0 at the Cardiff City Stadium. MK Dons, we're hearing from Sahale, they beat Harrogate 4-1 to go second in League Two. In the Scottish Premiership, Motherwell's title hopes dented. They lost 2-1 to Dundee United. George Russell will be on pole position for the opening Formula One Grand Prix of the season at Melbourne. Our producer Adam Hicks, a mad F1 fan, punches the air. Live commentary of that from 4 a.m. on Sunday. Good to have the F1 back for Hicksy as the scrum takes a couple of resets. 9 minutes past 5 at home, so this would normally be your sports report ahead of our tea time commentary. We'll have the rugby all the way through, and then we'll join John Murray and Chris Sutton for that massive game between Wrexham and Chelsea. It will start on Sports Extra. You will not miss a kick of Wrexham Chelsea if you want the football from 5:45 with John and Chris, and then second half commentary here on 5 Live. Scrum, Italy, centre field. They'll be going for a penalty, won't they here? Matt, knee to the floor. It's going to be a penalty to England, though, as that knee was spotted by Luke Ramos, and England have won a couple of scrum penalties. That's big, isn't it? Because if these go Italy's way in a game that already feels like one of those tight, tense, slugfest tussles, all that territory and all those penalties are going to be huge.
Yeah, they've got Simone Ferrari with a huge reputation within the front row union, and I think England are obviously, they're doubling up. They've got a strategy there for sure. That's 2 penalties given away.
England, nice line out drill, over the top they go, and then through the hands, and has Ben Earl trucking up. Now a little bit of front foot ball. Jamie George out the back to Finn Smith. It's not very well connected by England, but it's okay as Finn Smith goes into the 22. Now a little bit of quick ball. Jamie George is doing a fair bit of carrying the veteran hooker. Joe Hayes, nice little ball onto Ben Earl, who's often tasked with getting England over the gain line. He obliges as he usually does. Ben Spencer deep, hands, wide ball, try for England. Tommy Freeman into the corner. That's more like the England we saw last year. And the England fans all around Rome, they've not seen enough of that the last few rounds. But they've seen a big England score there. Tommy Freeman in, and England take the lead and are up and running at the Olympico.
Yeah, beautifully accurate, going through the drills that they've practiced time after time. Ben Earl yet again being the man who's disrupting the opposition, and England just ready to pounce. Finn Smith just sitting in behind, shooting left, creating a bit of mayhem. Gives a lovely little pop pass to Coles, who had so much to do. I mean, it's not very often you see in a second row just swing the Phil Bennett-like hips and whiz a right-handed pass to the winger. 15 metres. Beautiful finish for Freeman, who strolls in unopposed.
Finn Smith always pushed it to the right, but England have scored a try. The dent from Earl, and then the Northampton connection, all that work. Sam Bestie does, upskilling the players, paying dividends in national colours there.
Yeah, I mean, it's come from a couple of, as you say, routines that they've done on the training field. They've watched how Italy defend, and they've managed to negotiate the edge, as they say, get around the edge of the defence just by power runners. And Earl has been so consistent for England. Even in poor performances, he's managing to always get that sort of front foot, get a bit of momentum, which makes a massive difference.
Yeah, his 50th cap today, Ben Earl, definitely worth marking. A man who has been so important to England really over the last 3-4 years, if not more. And
it used to be quite a big deal getting 50 caps, you know. We say, oh, we'll mark it after 27 minutes, but back, you know, it wasn't that long ago. 50 caps was pretty good,
and 100 was unheard of.
Yeah, totally.
Jason Leonard was out on his own, but since then, so many England men have reached that milestone. I mean, it's still an incredible achievement, don't get me wrong, but of the current crop, you've got George Ford and Jamie George and Maro Itoje, who all have 100. Ben Youngs and Dan Cole retiring quite recently. Owen Farrell is still on the scene. Courtney Lawes over in France with 100. You've probably missed out one or two there as well. As England, after Danny Kerr.
There might be one of your podcasters that would get a little bit disappointed.
And Danny Kerr, of course, most important of all. Free kick England. Finn Smith hammers it downfield. And now Pani in the backfield will take his time. And he sliced it. So that's decent enough from England. That's a really good territorial gain. We see Gonzalo Casada, the Italy boss, is going nuts. He knows that Italy have got a chance here. He knows that England are nervous, vulnerable, and lacking, and are not clicking. So I think he will feel, right, if Italy don't fire their best shots, they will have missed the chance. But England are getting the momentum back in their direction. They started well. Italy came back into the game. England have scored the game's only try and now have some good territory and possession as Spencer swings it to the right. Lovely ball from Atkinson, I say that. They weren't on the same page and it goes out of play. Maybe it was the idea that looked good rather than the execution. Line out Italy in between the 22 and the 10 in their own half. Italy 3, England 5 as we edge towards the 30-minute mark.
It's effective from England when they're going through the phases and they're in shape, but it still really does look quite sort of robotic and play by numbers. There doesn't seem to be a feel. On that occasion they've gone down the right hand side and it was, you know, it looked like it needed a little outside run off the shoulder and take them on rather than the pass, but because they've done it in training they've got to give that pass.
Are they going to counter-attack from that Garbisi kick? Here's Tom Roebuck. He is going to counter-attack, and he dances past one, and he's almost through. That's excellent from the Sale man. Up to the 10-metre line. It's good, quick ball. It's Jamie George out the back. Finn Smith deep to Atkinson. Atkinson puts a little kick through, and I wonder if that one could have stayed in the hands. It means Italy will get the line out on their own 22. And just, it was better from George out the back, but you just wonder how often England forwards are going up a little bit on their own. There isn't that kind of real connection in the England phase play.
I mean, we've got to be careful to be too critical of England here because of the pressure that they've been under of England rugby. Those two games, come in here, Italy are going to beat you. Yeah, there has to be an element of pragmatism about England's play, but then you would think and I watch this every single week in the Prem, players being very instinctive, and I just think it would be nice to see a little bit more of that from this England side.
The kick from Garbisi as the night comes in over the Olympico. Caden Murley's doing well in the air. He's got another one. Atkinson, not a huge amount of support, so he sets it up, the Gloucester man, and we're in the semicircle, the football circle in the middle of the pitch where Roma play here at the Olympico. And just to the left of it now, Ben Spencer is shaping up to kick. And I mentioned how Murley's been good in the air. He'll be tasked with chasing this one. That looks pretty spot on, Matt Dawson. A kick after your own heart. And Murley hasn't got it. It was a good kick, but England haven't, you know, they've got a few, but they just aren't getting those balls back with the regularity they were last year. And I'm sure part of that is down to the opposition being really wise to the England kicking game. Italy 3, England 5. Earlier in the Six Nations, as we were hearing from Claire Thomas and Johnny Beattie, Scotland 50, France 40, a game for the ages in Edinburgh. 7-try Scotland, a third straight win, and the Six Nations title is alive if they can better France's result next weekend, as Alessandro Garbisi goes out on the full, giving England, Matt Dawson, with 8 minutes to go to half-time, a good line-out opportunity 25 metres out.
Oh, total freebie coming up here. 25 metres to go. In your captain's run yesterday, you've wandered around this pitch dreaming of opportunities. Line out, 25 metres out. What's our play? This is our move. Let's get the drill right. Let's see. Let's analyse where the weakness is of Italy and let's take it on.
Injury. No, it's a blood injury.
Sam Underhill taking a...
Substitution.
How many times he's had that cauliflower ear syringed and taped up. My goodness me. I know a good surgeon though, don't worry. Sam, I can sort you out there with a decent man.
Well, it's interesting here because the England medics are being told by Luke Ramos, blood injury, get him off, and they're saying no, give us time to patch him up. And I kind of feel the ref's got a right to say, look, to keep pacing the game, you've got to go and do that off the pitch. And he's saying, let's go, and then just about in time, the England medics have done their job, and Sam Underhill sporting a Terry Butcher tape job around the forehead. He trots up to the line out, which is won by England and Guy Pepper. And then it's a penalty to Italy as England obstruct, and just those little bits of detail that have really eluded England all championship since that Wales game. Well, really since the first hour of that Wales game. So you talked up the value of that position, and now Italy with the penalty.
You've got I don't know, 30, 45 seconds there while Sam Underhill's getting strapped up. I'm not. It's not like I'm giving rocket science here. In the huddle, you're like, right, fellas, here's the move. Get the drill. Focus on the set. It was high. It was messy. That's a terrible drill.
And to think before, when they got in the position to score the try, they went over the top and came up with something, but they threw really sort of unimaginatively to the front, and it was costly. Italy, though, looking to put some pace on the ball. Menoncello, who can pass, who can run. There's Lewis Liner, the ex-Harlequin, a Premiership winner with Harlequins, 2 tries in the final 5 years ago, but making a new life for himself in Treviso and prospering for the Azzurri, qualifying through his mum, son of the great Wallaby. Michael Liner is Lewis as Italy attack to the right. They come through the back row forward at Cannone, 10-metre line. Nice little ball out the back from Ferrari. Wide it goes. Ioane's getting plenty of ball on that left touch line, and he almost gets clear. Good tackling by Tom Roebuck, and then Nacho Brex powers on almost up to the 22. Alessandro Garbisi. Out it comes to Zuliani in his white scrum cap on the 10-metre line. Italy 3, England 5. That's brilliant. Menoncello is straight through, and he's going to skin Daly, and he's going to score. He's celebrating already, as are the tens of thousands of Italy fans around this stadium. Brilliant try by the Italian rugby kingpin.
I'm not sure anyone touched him, did they? What's that, 40 metres out? I don't think anyone touched him. Tommy Freeman in disbelief. He's gone up high over the top in the first phase, and then Brex has come on a beautiful hard line in between, dare I say it, 2 forwards who are too far apart, too wide, too vulnerable, too easy.
Oh, how good's this guy? 23 years of age, a former player of the year in the 2024 Six Nations at just 21. And here he is a couple of years later scoring tries like that in games like this. Garbisi tags on the 2. Italy 10, England 5. 5 to the break.
I find that so strange. So strange. That's 3 phases in. That's not stretching. That's not stretching your ability to defend as a team. England are so wide. There's like 4 or 5 metres between them. And you know that Menoncello and Brex are going to be spotting it. Dear, oh dear.
Well, they'd have done their homework, wouldn't they? It's from that Ireland game where we saw Van der Fleer, Doris, McCloskey just sigh through the middle of England's defence. And Menoncello, who Steve Borthwick all week was talking about this guy, about his carrying, about his play at the line, about his threat. And he scored a try that's turned into a 7-pointer that's put Italy back in control of this game in the Olimpico. Italy 10, England 5. There are 4 minutes left. Do go back to that line out. You spotted it, Matt Thorson. Just that kind of throw to the front, sloppy pen. Italy get the field position, and they will hurt you. This is not an Italy team of old who you can give easy ins to. England, though, on the halfway line, Elliot Daly kicks. That's decent. I don't think it's 50-22 worthy. He was inside the half, but he turns Italy around, and clearly the plan is to play in Italy territory. England just have to make sure they're ruthless once they're down there. 10-5 Italy.
Yeah, you're hearing the tactics for 40 minutes. England going through the phases. If they're anywhere in between their the 2 10-metre lines, they're slightly hesitant. They're going to pin and grubber kick the ball through. They're not going to take any risks. Italy are heads up. Let's have a go at these. Let's let's find the vulnerability because we know there's plenty of it. Okay, another sloppy, unnecessary penalty. Honestly, Chris, it baffles me sometimes. Well, it baffles me a lot, actually.
Free kick from the line out as England close the gap. The high kick from Garbisi taken in by Caden Murley, trying to put some pace back on the England attack, and he goes over the halfway line. 3 minutes until half time. Italy 10, England 5. It has been very, very cagey. Ben Earl almost gets away. So reliant, aren't they, England, on Ben Earl to make yards, and he's done really well to give England front foot ball. Atkinson had a man outside but shows good strength to go not a million miles away from the Italy 22. England really could do with a score before the break as Genge goes inside to Underhill to 25 out. Good quick ball this for Ben Spencer. Finn Smith on the gain line. Earl again, they ask him to do a lot with the ball in hand, don't they, England? As Spencer comes to the left, Finn Smith, Alex Cole's his Saints teammate, but Italy have taken the sting out of that attack. Italy part off their feet, another penalty, and Italy can actually end this half in England's territory now.
Just trying to catch a glimpse of why Italy are just swallowing up this sort of phase after phase attack from England, because they're nowhere near as competitive over the ball. I think they're leaving one man. Maybe the tackler can turn into the jackler if he's legal, but otherwise Italy are just fanning out. England can't see it. They don't realise that actually the vulnerability of Italy is right through the guts. Pick and go around the fringes, go on Ben Spencer, have a little bit of a dart, threaten. But again, England just going through the motions. It'll change because at half-time the signals will come on and the communication will come on and the analysis would have been done, as we've all been told on social media this week, and the message will get through and it will change, but England can't do it during the game.
Well, England have almost nicked that Italy lineup. Then it was with the home side, and now England have come away with the ball as an Italy player, might be Michele Lamaro, the captain, is getting some treatment. The medic is on, very close to the play actually, you do wonder whether the Italy player needed a bit of a break there, but the medic checked and said he was okay. So England have it just short of the halfway line, and Ben Spencer will go to the air in the final minute of this first half. Spencer's kick goes high, probably not quite far enough, but it's a good opportunity as sort of Cole's put a hand up and just knocked it on, and it will be an Italy scrum. So will that be it for the half, or time for one more set piece maybe?
See the pattern there, that England are not going to catch that ball. There's a common theme of, on those box kicks, England, anybody who's near the ball is just going up to slap it back on your side, which is absolutely fine. But on that occasion, there was no Italian anywhere near an England player two England players could have just caught the ball, but they continue to go for the slap ball, and it sort of epitomises what I'm trying to say. Just play the scenario that is in front of you. Stop worrying about what you've practiced ad nauseum and just show a little bit more of agility, adaptability in the game, and I promise you the outlook will be different for England.
Italy scrum then. We are in the red at the end of this first half. Not the free-flowing, captivating rugby of Murrayfield earlier, Scotland 50, France 40, but incredibly engrossing. Italy 10, England 5, and Italy get away through the number 8 Canone. Then it's been turned over. What can England do with turnover ball? Nice ball from Atkinson to Tommy Freeman. Wide to Tom Roebuck down the right touchline. He steps inside, he's away, and he's up to the 22. Great run from Roebuck. Right, have England got a killer instinct now? As Ben Spencer looks for support, finds it from Finn Smith, deep to Daly. Daly's got a few players with him. Guy Pepper is hugging this left touchline, and he storms deep into the 22. Wonderful opportunity for England. Captain Atoje, he sets it up, slap bang in centre field. The ball is quick for Ben Spencer. Here goes Ben Earl into the penalty box here at the Olimpico. Then it's been turned over, has it, by Italy? I think Italy might end up with this one. England look a little bit isolated. Has Ben Spencer got it? Yes, he has, just about. England survived that Italy pressure at the ruck. Big defence coming in by Canone, but it's there for England. 90 seconds into Time added on in this first half. Italy 10, England 5 as Jamie George goes up to about 15 metres out. Ben Spencer 2, Finn Smith, he's going to go cross field for Roebuck. Perfect kick. Tom Roebuck steps. Tom Roebuck is in. Oh, what a crucial try that could be for England. Right on half-time. Brilliant composure by Finn Smith. Finished well by Roebuck. Huge score for Steve Borthwick's men.
And it might not just be the try that's the bonus here. Potentially there could be a little bit of disciplinary action for a very late dodgy hit on Finn Smith in the previous phase. But that wasn't off the training park, Chris, was it? Brilliant vision from Finn Smith to, after all of these phases, Italy on the ropes. All the England side are running left, screaming for the ball, not Finn Smith. He sees the isolated Italian players on the far right-hand side. Lovely running drop punt on the money.
Well, we heard Swing Low Sweet Chariot in the opening moments. It's been a quiet England crowd since. There are so many England fans over here. Finn Smith, can he add the extras? Yes, he can. Brilliant kick, and England will lead at half-time. They were staring down the barrel a bit at 10-5 with Italy pressing. But a try right on half-time. The Finn Smith cross kick, the Tom Roebuck finish, the Finn Smith conversion. 12-10, game on.
Oh, Casado, the Italian coach, Chris, is going to be livid. What were Italy thinking about an 8 pick and go in the middle of the field from a scrum that you've won beautifully, calmly? The clock has gone. Get off the field and get into the training, into the shed and regroup. It's cost them 7 points, it's cost them momentum. And seeing what he was like previously after a couple of decisions from his Italian players, I can imagine he will be seething in that dressing room. Whereas now England, conversely, go into that underground changing room with a bit of a spring in their step, plenty to work on, and well back in the game.
Yeah, England down into the sheds, Italy 2, and it is half-time. A try from Italy by Tommaso Menoncello, their brilliant centre, but Tommy Freeman and Tom Roebuck with scores for England means it is England who leads, Steve, just about at the break. It is all set up. Italy 10, England 12.
Chris, Matt, thank you for the time being. So we'll be back inside the Olympico for second half commentary. We've got reaction on the way to the day's big sports stories, including that stunning 50-40 win for Scotland over France in the Six Nations. Let me just bring you every full time up and down the land in the football this afternoon, starting in the Championship, where the leaders Coventry City are now 8 points clear. They won by 2-0 at Bristol City this afternoon. Millwall are up to third. They won by 3-1 at Hull City. Ipswich have lost ground. They only drew 1-1 with Leicester. Ipswich fans furious that they didn't get a penalty in stoppage time, but that draw with Leicester means they are now 2 points outside the top two. Other scores in the Championship: Blackburn 1, Portsmouth 1, Charlton 1, Birmingham 0, Derby 2, Sheffield Wednesday 1, and Swansea 2, Stoke City 0. In League One, Lincoln City, Michael Scubala's Lincoln won 2-0 at Cardiff earlier today. That means that Lincoln leapfrogged them at the top of the league. So they're top on 74, Cardiff second on 72. Bolton Wanderers were 2-0 down after 88 minutes, came back and won 3-2 against Wycombe Wanderers. So they are third. Bradford City are fourth. They beat Leyton Orient by 2-1. Other scores: Huddersfield 1, Rotherham 0, Barnsley 2, Exeter City 1. It was 1-1 in the game between Blackpool and Wigan. Stevenage won by a goal to 0 at Burton. It was Luton 2, Reading 3, and Plymouth Argyle 2, Doncaster Rovers 1. In League 2, the leaders Bromley, just one win in 6 for them now after a 1-1 draw at Grimsby early on. MK Dons took advantage. They beat the league's bottom side, Harrogate, by 4-1. Cambridge United slipped back to third because they drew 1-1 at Accrington. Other scores for you: Salford 2, Barnet 0, Bristol Rovers 2, Crewe 1, Chesterfield 2, Shrewsbury 3, Crawley 2, Swindon 2, Gillingham 1, Fleetwood 1, Tranmere 1, Oldham 3, Walsall 1, Notts County 2. Newport are second bottom. They are just a point above Harrogate. They were beaten 2-1 by Colchester United. Scottish Premiership, just the one game today. Dundee 2, Motherwell 1. So that means Motherwell are still 4 points behind third place Rangers in the Scottish Premiership. In the Scottish Championship, Queen's Park 1, Airdrieonians 0, Arbroath 0, Ross County 0. Ross County finished that game with 9 men. The leaders, St Johnstone, 2-0 winners at Morton, and they are now 8 points clear. In Scottish League 1, the league leaders are Inverness. They beat Montrose by 3-1. Other scores: Queen of the South 1, Stenhouse Muir 1, East 5-0, Hamilton 3, Cove Rangers 2, Peterhead 1, and Alloa 2, Kelty Hearts 1. Into Scottish League 2, next, East Kilbride. The leaders beat Elgin by 3-0. They are now 5 points clear of Spartans in second, who were thumped 4-1 at Edinburgh City. Other scores: Forfar 1, Clyde 1, Dumbarton's 3, Spartans 0, and Annan 3, Stirling 3. In the National League, wins in the end for both of the top two. So Rochdale beat Boston United by 1-0. York City were 3-1 winners in their game against Eastleigh. All the other scores: Borehamwood 5, Brackley 3. Altrincham beat Truro by 2-0. Wealdstone won 4-1 at Braintree. Forest Green held on for a 2-1 win over Aldershot. Finished Hartlepool 0, Halifax 1. Solihull Moors 1, Gateshead 2. Sutton finished the game with 10 men and lost 5-0 at home to Morecambe. Woking 3, Tamworth 1, Yeovil 0, Scunthorpe 3, and they're just underway in the game between Carlisle United and Southend United, and Carlisle have actually just taken the lead. That would take them 4 points above fourth place Boreham Wood. Women's World Cup qualifiers today: England earlier victorious over Iceland by 2-0, so that's 2 wins from 2 for them. Wales drew their opening game, but they are 5-0 up at the start of the second half against Montenegro. Scotland on course for 2 wins from 2. They lead Luxembourg by 3-0. Northern Ireland face Turkey at 7 o'clock. You are up to date. Wrexham face Chelsea in the FA Cup last 16 at the Racecourse at 5:45. You'll get the full game on 5 Sports Extra. Let's hear from Wrexham manager Phil Parkinson, who's been speaking to Sarah Mulkerrins.
Before the Forest game, we spoke to the lads about this is our chance to create some memories for our supporters, because we're at a club with great tradition in the FA Cup. We were able to do that with a great night against Forest, and then backed it up with a win against Ipswich. So we've worked hard to get to this round, and tonight's a great opportunity for us to test ourselves against a top class team. We know that, but we're going to go all out, obviously, as you'd expect, to try and create a cup shock.
You were able to do it all those years ago against Chelsea, the last team to do that in that way. Have you drawn on those experiences and what you learned from that for your team this week?
Yeah, 100%. I think that day was very special, and it's one which will always be remembered for Bradford City supporters and everybody involved in the day. But also the way we approach the game, of course, that's being in mine and Steve's mind about preparing the team in the same way and setting the team up in a way to give ourselves what we feel is the best chance. We know it's going to be tough. We've got to be right at our best, but you never know. And we're a decent side. The fans here will be right behind us. There'll be a real intensity about the atmosphere, and it's just a great night, and one we're looking forward to.
Under 10 minutes to kick off now. Phil Parkinson, John Murray, who beat Chelsea in that dramatic FA Cup tie with Bradford, who took Bradford to a League Cup final. If anyone's going to cause a shock, might as well be him.
Well, and also, all the ingredients are here. It's one of the times to use that phrase again. The atmosphere, the buzz around the town of Wrexham, what it's like in here just a few minutes before kick-off. Remember, it is a 3-sided ground, this, but nevertheless, you can just feel the tingle inside this stadium.
The ingredients with a bit of Chris Sutton seasoning. This is what it's all about, Chris. Great tie-in prospect.
Oh, it is, and the whole Wrexham story. I think everybody's aware of the rise of Wrexham and going from National League, League 2, League 1 into the Championship. Great chance of promotion this season, in with a great shout. They are in a playoff position at this moment in time. And then against a Chelsea side where there's the jury out a little bit on Liam Rosenior, and a lot of changes today. It would help if he won a trophy. I know he's probably looking ahead to the game on Wednesday night, PSG. A lot of changes, as I said, and will those changes, will they connect in the right way? They still have a forward line, Garnacho, Liam Delap, they spent a few quid on, and and Neto back off the naughty step, and you think that they have players who are capable of causing any team problems on the day. But I think it's absolutely fascinating, and Wrexham will feel, the home advantage. Crowd here, there's a lovely atmosphere inside the stadium, that they have a right chance today.
Absolutely. Chris and John, your commentary team over on 5 Sports Extra at 5:45. We'll join them here on 5 Live once we're done at the Stadio Olimpico. Second half commentary on the way of Italy 10, England 12 in the Six Nations after the news with Erica Witherington.
The voice of the UK. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Iranian president's been criticised for apologising to neighbouring countries that have been hit by Tehran's drone and missile attacks. One hardline cleric called Masoud Pezeshkian's comments unprofessional, weak and unacceptable. Qatar, the United Arab Emirates and Jordan have all said missiles and drones have since been fired at them. President Trump's threatened to expand US strikes on Iran because of what he called the country's bad behaviour. In a social media post, he said he was considering new targets for complete destruction. 4 US warplanes have now landed at RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire after Sir Keir Starmer said British bases could be used for specific defensive operations against Iran. BBC News has also learned one of Britain's aircraft carriers has been placed on advanced readiness. Other news, and Ian Huntley, who was convicted of killing 2 schoolgirls in Soham, has died after being attacked in prison. He was hit over the head repeatedly with a metal object at HMP Frankland last month. He murdered Holly Wells and Jessica Chapman in 2002.
A group of men ran in with machetes. I'm Livy Haydock, and from BBC Sounds and BBC Radio 5 Live, this is Gangster, the story of Georgie Pye.
The scene of the killing near a Chinese bookshop is being flooded with detectives.
Welcome to the world of the triads.
If the triads are coming out of you, you're done.
Where loyalty is sworn in blood. Gangster, the story of Georgie Pye. Listen first on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Wales have just conceded in their Women's World Cup qualifier, but they still lead Montenegro by 5-1, and it's still Scotland 3, Luxembourg 0. Earlier, England made it 2 wins from 2 in qualifying. They beat Iceland by 2-0 at the City Ground. Lucy Bronze and Georgia Stanway got the goals. Here is Lucy Bronze with Rob Schofield.
In the first half, we maybe should have put the ball in the back of the net a few more times. A bit icy at 1-0, but it was nice to get the second goal and just, really comfortable in the end.
Your header almost seemed to have that message behind it in an emphatic finish. Was that very much the feeling? You just felt like too many chances had gone by?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, especially myself, I had a few headers in the first half and some of the hits off the corners as well. But I think it was really important to get that first goal in the first half because Iceland were quite well organised. You saw right at the end that Hannah had to make a really good save to keep us in the game. But yeah, just pleased to get 3 points because we know we're in a tough group.
It's been a lot of messaging and talk about kind of patience, not getting frustrated. Was that almost a perfect display of that today? Even in the second half, like you said, when the game was a little bit more in the balance, you had to wait and then get that second.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we maybe created a few too many unforced errors in the second half. We had to tidy that up again, I think. But yeah, it was just, like I say, important to get the win, to be patient and to just believe that we've got the quality to win these kind of games.
Lucy Bronze there with Rob Schofield. No doubt about the big story of the day. Scotland's hopes of a first ever Six Nations title are alive. They beat France 50-40 at Murrayfield. Let's hear from Scotland captain Sione Tuipulotu speaking to Sonia McLaughlin.
Sione, you are level on points with France at the top of the Six Nations table. I wonder, is this your proudest day in a blue jersey?
It's definitely up there, considering how this tournament started for us and, where we are now. All I ask is for the group to believe, and we believe now. And tournament's not over for us, and I just could not be prouder to be the captain of this team at the moment and to play in front of our friends. Thank you so much for coming out today. We couldn't appreciate your support anymore.
You mentioned Italy. Given how you started this championship, what's it taken, other than pure self-belief, to get to this point where you've just put 50 points on France?
I think an airtight change room, to be honest. I remember doing this interview with you after the Italy game and it sounded a lot different. Yeah. So that's what it takes, an airtight change room, a change room that believes in each other and believes in its coaching staff. And we've got ourselves an opportunity next week. And that's, I want to give all the props to the players and the coaches. We stuck together when times were tough after that first round and, after a tough autumn. But we're here now and we've given ourselves one more job to do next week.
How pleased for Gregor Townsend.
Couldn't be happier for him. Yeah, look, it's tough to put into words. You know, things were up against him after the first week, and we rallied behind our coach. And like I said, now we're sitting here, and I can see the storyline's already changing. So we've got one more week next week to finish the job.
And finally, Ireland away. You've lost the last 11 in a row to them. With the confidence and with the ability you showed today, do you think anything's now possible?
Anything possible for sure, but well, we know the challenge that Ireland is, and they've probably had a similar story to us at the start of the tournament. A lot of people wrote them off, and us and them are still in the championship now. So it's funny how storylines can change, but it makes for an awesome final week next week, and one that this group's really looking forward to.
Congratulations to you, Sione.
Appreciate you. Cheers.
Sione Tuipulotu, Scotland captain there with Sonia McLaughlin. You've got a choice of listening right now then. If you head over to 5 Sports Extra, the players are on their way out in North Wales for a heck of an FA Cup tie in prospect. Wrexham versus Chelsea. We'll bring you second half commentary here on 5 Live once we're done at the Stadio Olimpico in the Six Nations. Second half then, Italy, England. Matt Dawson and correspondent Chris Jones.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Matt, just on that Scotland performance and the interview with Sione Tuipulotu, and I remember sitting in a press room ahead of the Calcutta Cup, and he was saying to the journalists, just believe we're going to come out and fight. From that point on, look what Scotland have done, and what a performance that was today. What a moment for Scottish rugby to be going into the final day with it all on the line.
Yeah, I think we've spoken for a long time about how good this Scotland team is in parts throughout the game, and we've wondered, we've scratched our head about how are we going to see this Scotland consistently perform like they do against England consistently, but they can't seem to do it on a run. The shackles looked off today. There was I don't know, it's easy because scored 50 points, but for a vast majority of that second half, the shackles were off. There were smiles on faces. They were playing Scottish rugby how they love to play Scottish rugby. It didn't matter who they were playing. It didn't affect their rhythm, their accuracy. Big individual players stepped up. Finn Russell, Steen, others really stepped up and said, yeah, we're here to mix it with the big guns. And I really enjoyed, I'm an Englishman, we're meant to be hugely competitive with our neighbours. I was thrilled to bits to see Scotland play like that, because they are playing to their potential, which is great for the global game.
Relentless in that second half, and that confidence that was coursing through the Scotland team. Try after try, France and even all-timers like Antoine Dupont had no answer. Right, who has got answers here at the Olimpico as Finn Smith kicks England off from left to right? Italy 10, England 12, 40 nervy minutes coming up. But England lead as we start the second half, thanks to a Tom Roebuck try right at the end, with the final play of that first half. Can England back that up by starting well in this second period as well? Ben Spencer from Elliot Daly, who ran it back, and now Joe Hayes, who has been one of the England players to emerge in credit from the last few weekends, even in a losing cause. Spencer will go to the sky, and just wonder if you can just see the messages from Steve Borthwick and the coaches. I'm sure territory will be a big part of it, and that was good from England. They've won the kick. Roebuck got up there, the try scorer. Now they're stretching wide. They're hugging this left touchline. Daly's kick, that's straight down the throat. Or is it down the throat of Pani? He actually loses it, and Murley's all over him. That was casual from Lorenzo Pani, and he's on his own line practically as England counter-ruck. And if Pani holds on, it's going to be a penalty, might even be a yellow card, because he was playing it on the floor. England win the penalty. That kick from Daly, which didn't look hugely threatening, turned out to be incredibly so. England penalty, 5 metres out. Do they kick the point? Do they put it in the corner? This is a big call, and I think they're going to tap and go, are they, Matt?
It looks that way.
They are tapping and going. Ben Spencer kicks it forward for his forwards to drive. They're up to line. They're basically over here, and they put the ball down. Now they need to check this, or has it been knocked on? Ben El thinks the try's been scored. Genge was moving towards the line, and England are saying to referee Ramos, I think it's been grounded.
Yeah.
Genge basically was being propelled over that and just dropped it on the ground. The referee really is in no mood to check it.
He's not even. He's not even asking for any help there, is he? I mean, Pane had positioned himself so well, knowing that England are doing those little grubbers through, to then get bumped. By the bounce of the ball, put himself under enormous pressure, and then England, from a tap penalty, looked like they were driving over the line. But you and I have both watched that replay. In the last lunge for the line, there was a knock on. But again, that has to be a try for him. I mean,
does that only
Scotland try? Scotland score it, France score it, New Zealand score it, South Africa score it.
So does that only happen if you're a team that are struggling for confidence and are just on edge a little bit?
Yeah, there's an air. It's not desperation, isn't it? It's enthusiasm. It's there. But it's just the 1 or 2% in your brain, rather than saying, I'm not taking any risks here, I'm not in a position to reach with two hands. Just wait for one more nudge.
Well, England can't give a free kick or a penalty away. It's an England penalty. Italy didn't take the hit, and England have won the penalty. Jamie George had a long chat to the referee on the way into the sheds at half-time, and I wonder if his message has got through to the Frenchman. And England having a long chat. What is Maro Itoje going to say? He's speaking to Finn Smith. I think Finn Smith wants to go for the... Well, Maro has said to Smith, you're going for the points. And I think Finn Smith was really keen to go for the corner.
I love that. I have never seen Maro Itoje do that before. I've never seen the hint of aggression in the decision to say, I'm pulling rank here, kick the ball over the posts, let's get on with it. There was no conflab. It was, we are not going for the corner, kick it over. But I'm sure there were a few other words involved in that.
Yeah, fascinating how that unfolded. But look, you've got to take your points, haven't you? It's a 2-point game at the moment. You take that to 5, you get another score, and you start to ask questions of the opposition. We saw Scotland just get ahead of France and force the French to panic. Lovely kick from Finn Smith. Italy 10, England 15.
These are all really good lessons for England, by the way. Win or lose, those little moments, you've got to have them in your locker to understand how to win rugby matches under pressure. And you obviously, Maro's been given the nudge from Steve Borthwick to say, get us 3 points, whatever happens, we're getting 3 points, and he's listening to his coach.
Because England in the first half did turn down a very kickable 3 to go for the corner, didn't yield anything. As we see the Six Nations table, it's kind of split in two, isn't it? As it stands, the most England could go up to if they don't get a try bonus point would be 9 match points, way short of Ireland's 14, and then joint in first place, France and Scotland on 16 each. Now, France have a whopping points difference, so if they're level on points, match points at the end of the championship, France will win it. So Scotland will have the better France's result next weekend. But they are right in the hunt, Scotland, which they've never been in the tournament's 26-year history. Italy go over the top of the line. A little kick from Garbisi from Brex's carry. Ben Earl is back. Is he calling the mark? I don't think so. But he was like a cricketer then, Earl, in the outfield, taking a ball over his shoulder. Horrible one, really, for the number 8. Very slow ruck, but England do have it. And after those early 3 points in this second half, very important that England don't give Italy a chance to reply. They're in their own 22 here, England. Underway, by the way, at Wrexham, over on Sports Extra. Wrexham against Chelsea, FA Cup 5th round. What a story that is. And the second half will be here on 5 Live. So after the first half's on Sports Extra, you get the whole second half here on 5 Live. 6 minutes gone, Wrexham 0, Chelsea 0. Gary Flintoff is our man. With updates on 5 Live, John Murray and Chris Sutton with the commentary as England turn it over. Finn Smith has seen loads of space there, Matt. Can't quite get it towards the touchline as Pani comes back and he kicks down the throat of Daly. That's a good kick from the Italian fullback, but it doesn't make touch. What will Daly do? The experienced double British and Irish Lion, triple British and Irish Lion, I should say, as he prods it downfield. Pani then kicks, another good kick. So 2 good left-footed kickers going at it there. And ultimately, I think Italy maybe just about have shaded that kicking battle. On as even, perhaps, England with the line out on their own 10-metre line, which is roughly where Finn Smith kicked the ball away from.
Yeah, there's 2 teams that don't want to make any early mistakes. Italian replacements already warming up here. There's only 7 minutes gone of this second half. Yeah, no mistakes in the backfield. I think both teams understand on edge. England nicking a 5-point lead at the moment.
The line-out's not particularly clean from England. Jamie George, though, tidies it up after the ball was loose from the England jumpers. And England in no mood to play in their own half. This is really a hallmark of the team under Steve Borthwick. They will kick from their own territory and try and win these aerial contests. Up goes Roebuck. He does half win it, but it's back. Is it on the Italy side? Pepper is trying to get it. It's there for Italy. It's been knocked on, though, by the Azzurri, so England will get the scrum. Ultimately, that's a pretty decent return. They've gone 20 metres, but it's it's risky, because if that ball is tapped back, Matt, we saw it at Murrayfield when Tuipulotti got onto it and he was away. The bounce of rugby ball can be we know how unpredictable it is, but it just brushed the fingers of Sam Bonin in the Italy second row, and it will be an England scrum. This time they are in Italy territory with this 15 points to 10 lead after 48 minutes on 5 Live.
Yeah, it's fair play to England for persevering with this tactic over the last 2 or 3 games. It has not worked for them whatsoever, and yet they are insisting on, and by the way, good kicks from Ben Spencer, able to challenge and make a little bit of a mess of it. But I suppose if you're doing that in the opposition half, yeah, it can go your way. And I think today maybe England have had the odd scrap. They have picked up the crumbs, as they like to do. It is a trait of theirs.
This scrum is a fierce contest. This time it's an Italy penalty, or 2 front rows who will be scrumming hard for penalties. This time it's the Azzurri trio that prevail.
I'm not sure the referee has a Scooby-Doo what's going on here, to be perfectly honest.
It's kind of tit for tat. There was a penalty a moment ago to England. This time it's gone to Italy. And an Italy score puts them, an Italy try puts them back level. A converted try puts them back in the lead, as Paolo Garbisi propels it up towards the 22, really more between the 22 and the 10. But we know, Matt, don't we, from that Menicello try, from those times they've got down the left edge, that Italy are a dangerous team with the ball in hand, probably more so than England when they go through their phases.
Well, this is where previously Italy have thrown that little bit of caution to the wind. They have tried their moves. They've been using their midfield, Menicello and Brex, to really sort of punch holes, get momentum, and then find where England are weak in defence. It's turning into quite a nice platform for Italy.
They win it at the front of the line out. Nimble work from the forwards, and now Menicello, as he so often is that focal point, hammering it up from the little pass from Garbisi. Now Alessandro Garbisi, Brex the second playmaker, Ioane, it's slick, they're down the right edge through Liner, he gets it in field, nicely done, Monty Ioane storms onto it. Really good stuff from Italy. And Nacho Brex offloads, then it's loose. Have England got onto that one? They may have done just about, or is it there for the Azzurri? I think it is there for Italy, but they are really, really clinical and accurate with the ball in hand, and they swing it wide to Menicello, and then it's been intercepted from his tap in field by Spencer, but he's bundled out of play. But just those good hands down the right, Liner almost got away, and just there's been the theme of the game. England have got their nose in front, and Italy have done something just to show all the England fans, of which there are thousands in Rome, that this one is could go down right to the wire.
Yeah, so many times you see those moves get to the outside, and that half break from the winger can always look inside for that supporting run. Often the scrum half, or often a back row player running that inside channel in support, and Italy didn't have it. If there was that inside runner, if Garbisi was in that inside channel, then England were in trouble.
Right, line out Italy on the 10-metre line. Some changes. It looks like Fusco's on at 9. Marin's on in the back line as well. Brex has come off. I'm surprised to see that. Such an influential player. As Zuliani powers away from the line out. We're going to go to Wrexham in a moment. Let's see what Italy can do with this. In centre field, 38 metres out. Italy 10. England 15, massive penalty England. Maro Itoje's on that ball. That's a captain's intervention from the England Centurion. and England will have the penalty, a chance to go into Azzurri territory and add to this 5-point lead. Let's go to Wrexham. What's happening there, Gary?
No goals as of yet, Chris. Scoreline 0-0, but both sides just finding their feet. Remember, 9 changes for Chelsea tonight, but Wrexham do not look out of place under the floodlights. Wrexham 0, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, commentary with John Murray and Chris Sutton over on Sports Extra right now. Gary Flintoff bringing us all the updates here on 5 Live, and there'll be commentary of Wrexham-Chelsea in the Cup in around half an hour's time when this one in Rome finishes, and this one could go right down to the last minute of those 30. England, though, do win it. Jamie George peels away, finds Ben Spencer. What have England got? Finn Smith, Seb Atkinson sets up a platform, decent quick ball. Finn Smith again has got Daly, instead he goes wide to Murley. Murley's in a bit of space, not seen him able to stretch his legs too much up against old teammate Lewis Liner. They were pals at Harlequins' adversaries today. 22, Spencer loses it. Advantage, England have the penalty. Chip forward by Finn Smith. It's another penalty. It could be a yellow card. Big moment. Who's going off here, Matt?
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. What was? I think it might have been Zuliani. No. Goodness me. Challenging Nicotera, just challenging for the ball over the ruck, off his feet. Oh, I'm laughing because how am I gonna describe that? Is nothing other than what we call the mush, don't we?
Well, you do. That's your. I think that's one of your commentaries.
Where it's you're so your head is you're dizzy, you're tired, you've made loads of tackles. It's 52 minutes in. You're in the right position. You just think no one on the planet is going to see me just stick out my left elbow and knock it out of the scrum half's hands. And unfortunately, on this occasion, Nicotera was deluded.
Okay, Finn Smith for points, and this shows the value of that 3 when him and Maro Itoje were chatting. Itoje had kicked the goal, he did, to 15-10, and he kicks another one for 18-10, and now it's a 2-score game, and now Italy have to come from 8 behind with 14 men for the next 9 minutes. Momentum well and truly with England now in Rome.
Yeah. We often talk about, with the word you've just mentioned there, in momentum, big games. All right, on the global scale, this is not a World Cup quarter-final or a semi-final. However, there are moments in this game, because of the build-up and the pressure, that you've got to step up. You've got to make big decisions, big team decisions. And Maro Itoje winning the penalty and turning around to Finn Smith twice and going, no, 3 points, thank you, 18-10, walk away.
54 minutes gone at the Olimpico, a packed-out Olimpico, just shy of 70,000 in this magnificent amphitheatre of sport. England fans everywhere having a brilliant weekend and a lovely mild climate here in Rome, and just the strains of Swing Low Sweet Chariot just hanging in the Roman air, with England 8 points clear, and after 2 desperately disappointing performances against Scotland and Ireland, England have their noses in front and they have a man advantage for the next 8 minutes almost. But Italy have got that ball back from the kick, and now their second row Cannone trucks it up. They're 25 metres out. Replacement scrum half Fusco finds Garbisi as they just try to post around Marin, who's on for Brex in the midfield. I'm surprised to see a man of Brex's influence come back, although it is his first display in a while, so maybe there's a sharpness and conditioning issue for Brex there. Menoncello, as always, he goes across the gain line. But England's defence solid enough. 55 minutes gone. 5 Live and BBC Sound. Wrexham-Chelsea is goalless. That's over on Sports Extra. Arsenal already through, beating Mansfield 2-1 to make the quarter-finals of the Cup. Have England turned that over on the floor? I think they have. And now the backline just moves into life. But there are some tired bodies out there for England. I wonder if this is where Steve Borthwick does look to the bench, because Italy potentially could drop their heads a bit if England get another score.
There's no question the Italians they're on vapour at the moment. The 15 players on the pitch, they are not running from deep, they are not counter-attacking and putting themselves in positions that they were in the first half.
Italy from the Ben, as you said, Matt, the Ben Spencer kicking is on the money. England just aren't getting the tap backs. They've had a couple. Oh, and then they lose it forward to Italy through Zuliani. So England will get a scrum in Azzurri territory. And now it's the question for Steve Borthwick. When do you bring on your Luke Cowan-Dickie, Bevan Rodd, Trevor Davison, Ollie Chesham, Chandler Cunningham-South, Henry Pollock, Jack Van Poortvliet, Marcus Smith? Bevan Rodd is stripped and ready to go, the loose end prop. But is this where you do say to Cunningham-South, Pollock, go on, 2 more scores, see the game out, end the losing run, and get back into this?
Yeah, I think it's either going to be on the clock for Steve Borthwick. Is he going to get to sort of 60, early 60s? Or maybe it's another penalty. Take it out to 11. Italy they've run themselves ragged and have played really, really well, but there is not a lot left in their tank. And what will be important for messaging, as well as the substitution, is what are the England coaches getting onto the pitch through their water carriers to the players? What messaging on exactly that? Italy are off their feet. They're wandering around. Play the territory. Play the pressure.
Ready? Well, we're checking something here, Matt. Sam Underhill. Well, I mean, there's not much in that. Or is it the... Oh, no, is it the lift on Underhill?
You're coming back.
I'm not sure whether he's looking to Underhill. I mean, the carry is so low, I don't know how Underhill can... Let's listen in.
This is not the one.
This is not the one.
Give me 1 second.
Oh, right, they're looking at the wrong rock. I was saying that if that's foul play, I'm not sure why. Oh, it's Underhill high. It's unlike Underhill to go in high. He's normally pretty good technically.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He is in trouble. Ellis, there may be some mitigation there because Ellis Genge is involved in the tackle. But they might be seeing just a couple of views in this because it's yellow verging on.
We do have head contact.
Maybe in the bunker and see if it's red.
Commits yellow card threshold and after review.
Okay, he's going to go in the bin here, Sam Underhill, and then it will be checked. It could be upgraded to a 20-minute red card, but England's field position will go, and their one-man advantage will be scrubbed off as well. Because let's listen into the officials. We're going to go to Rex in a sec, by the way.
Where you are, where
Number 7. You're upright and you touch that. It's yellow card and a field review.
Well, not many complaints from Sam Underhill. It is unlike him to go that high. He normally technically goes so low. He caught him with the shoulder. The TMO, Eric Gozan, had no doubt. This will now be checked by Ben Whitehouse, the Welshman, who will decide whether it merits a 20-minute red card. So Underhill is definitely off for 10. He could be off completely and England could be down a man for the next 20. It's 14 on 14 for the next 6 with Italy still in the bin, and Italy are going to kick the goal here from Garbisi. As he's lining it up, let's go to Gary at Wrexham. Big goal there, Gary.
Huge goal here, Chris. All those in red are on their feet. Wrexham lead by a goal to nil. Believe it or not, it was a ball straight down the middle. Chelsea didn't deal with it. Sam Smith ran onto it and slotted past Robert Sanchez. What a start. Wrexham 1, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, and as Gary was telling us, a very changed Chelsea team. Is there a hint of an upset in North Wales as Garbisi kicks Italy to within 5? And look at that, we use that word momentum, Matt Dawson, and how it swings this way and that in tight, compelling, captivating Test rugby. England were 18-10 up with a man up and field position. Instead, their lead is now 5. It's 14 on 14. They could be down a man for 20, and Italy are back to, have kicked a goal.
And nothing changes. Italy are still, on the vapour. They are still low on gas. But all of a sudden you have just given an injection, a few litres of fuel to this Italian side to say, right, we are back in this, and give us the opportunity, play in the right areas, that spring in the step. How long can they keep it there for?
Nearly at the hour mark. Live at the Stadio Olimpico, 5 Live and BBC Sound. Jack Van Poortvliet is on at scrum half as the kick from Fusco. I mean, Roebuck, it keeps going up to bat it, doesn't he, man? He's just not getting he's barely getting a hand on it. It was the story at Murrayfield as well. as Ben Earl, good carry, Ben Earl. Up to the 10-metre line, almost the Saracen. Van Poortvliet to Finn Smith, who's looking for this wiper kick, but it's really well read by Italy in the backfield and whacked downfield by Leonardo Marin. And it will be a line out to England. That's a good kick. A line out to England just inside their own half.
Yeah, obvious tactics from England. It's very easy to read. Slower ball. Italy played 3 in the backfield. They're just swallowing that up. So if they're playing 3 in the backfield, then surely there has to be an opportunity to play somewhere else. And in that kick from Finn Smith, looked like he either cramped his hammy or had a little twitch there as well.
An England line out, which has faltered a lot this tournament. That goes to ground the ball from England, and Italy spin it, and Liner kicks, and the bounce almost sat up for Liner. But that's what Italy can do. They're so quick to move the ball into space. They get a penalty, the Azzurri. Goodness me, Italy 13, England 18. England's line out again malfunctioned. Straight away they're spinning it wide to Liner, who's not had loads of ball, but he knows what he's got to do. He's in space, he kicks ahead. The bounce was nasty. England in trouble. Italy penalty, and now they've got a big call. They could kick to within 2 points, or they might feel 14 on 14. They could take it England on if they kick to the corner.
Yeah, Liner there stealing the ball. How he's managed to get his mitts on there in such traffic. Great defence. But for that little Liner outside break, the left-handed pass from Minicella on the hoof must have put it 5-6 yards in front of Liner, so Liner is full tilt.
Yeah, that's the Italy in the 2000s, where they would squeeze wins, was often through forward power and kick pressure, but their back line is brilliant to watch, and the likes of Menoncello move the ball so well, and Liner and Ioane a constant threat, as is this man Garbisi in off the post. Italy to within 2, and they're in no doubt about taking these threes, are they? And well, this is going to be a nerve-wracking final 20 for the England fans in here. Italy 16, England 18, exactly an hour on the clock in Rome.
Yeah, I'm certainly not worried about Garbisi going for a long kick to win this game, because he can barely kick. I wasn't in the warm-up, he can barely kick the ball 30 metres, but he is pinpoint with his accuracy.
And England has still yet to empty their bench. You just thought 5 minutes ago may have been the time, with Italy flagging, to say, right, put on the likes of Henry Pollock, Marcus Smith maybe, but no, Steve Borthwick hasn't moved much, apart from Jack Van Poortvliet at 9 and Bevan Rodd at loose head for Ellis Genge. 19 minutes left in Rome. Italy 16, England 18. 1 minute left on the Italy sin bin, 5 minutes on the England sin bin, and we wait to hear whether Sam Underhill is going to be off for just 10 minutes, or whether it could be a 20-minute red card. Elliot Daly tries to scamper down the right, he then loses it, and he's remonstrating to the officials, not quite sure why.
Well, because he got a slap in the face. He stepped only there with his first hit, but then got a slap in the face by the... Was it in the face? No.
There was just a...
Across the neck?
Yeah, but really sort of a brushing kind of challenge. It wasn't a sort of high tackle as such. There would have been a case for a penalty, I think, against Federico Ruzza, but the referee was there, the ARs were there. They saw nothing of it, and now Italy, through replacement scrum half Alessandro Fusco Zebra, he tries to dart a bit from that line out, and now Italy set it up. England putting some pressure on the ball through Guy Pepper. Good counter up by England. They've given a penalty away.
Offside. He was offside by a mile. This is not how England are going to win the game, by being ferocious over the ruck. The referee today has been probably a little bit pernickety for both sides, so you've got to take that into consideration. You've got to be squeaky clean. You've got a player in the bin, in the bunker, potentially going to go off for another 10 minutes. The referee is not on your side. Don't give him the opportunities to give sloppy penalties away. It's been ill discipline from England in key areas.
Let's listen in. This is important. This is about the Sam Underhill, I think.
The yellow card remains yellow card. It's high degree of danger, but late change in dynamic.
Sorry.
we have an outcome from the bunker. The yellow card, remain yellow card, is either give danger, but mitigation. Yo. So still yellow? Yeah, remain yellow card.
So Sam Underhill will be back on, or if England can make a change if they wanted. So Sam Underhill stays at a yellow card, and that'll be relief for these England fans, relief for Maro Itoje, relief for Underhill, relief for Steve Borthwick, because once this 3 minutes is over, Italy's Simbin is up, by the way. Oh, and there's a hand that comes in, and the ref didn't see it, but it's one of those that so often is a penalty. Paolo Garbisi comes down the short side, and I think they're getting some comms from the sideline about whether it was cynical and whether England have given a penalty away here, as Italy attack just inside the 10-metre line. Fusco spins it into it. They have got an advantage here. Italy will have a chance to go into the lead in Rome. Italy will have the penalty. Lovely hands, Menicello. Little kick through. Garbisi. Liner could be onto this. Willis it up for Liner. Not quite. The bounce of the ball. Liner was in.
Another card coming here. This could be cynical from Maro Itoje. Slaps it out of Fusco's hands. Oh my goodness me! Has he got the card out? I'm not sure whether.
That's clear. That's clear. You slap the ball on the maul, back off you go.
Yeah.
He's in the bin. England are down to 13. For the next 2 minutes, England are 2 men down. Italy have got an amazing opportunity here. They've not beaten England in 32 occasions. But they've got a chance to go into the lead. It might be a bit outside Garbisi's range, but they have a 2-man advantage now for 2 minutes.
Garbisi hasn't got the distance. I know it sounds ridiculous. He's 35 metres out. I promise you, Chris, he has not got the distance at the moment. He was barely kicking it from 30 metres. That's crucial, because for any other international kicker, that's maybe an 80% chance of getting 3 points.
Listen to the noise around Rome. Italy trail by 2, but for the next couple of minutes they have a 2-man advantage, and they're rolling them all, and listen, they're being willed on by the whole of Rome. Italy 16, England 18, 14 and a half minutes left. Italy are 5 metres out. This rolling maul has everyone in it bar 2 backs, and they're up to within 5 metres of the England line. England are on the rack here. It's gone out of play, and England punched the air. They just about survive as the maul spills over the touchline. Wow, England will have the line. Now let's go back to Wrexham, Gary.
We're approaching the half-hour played. Wrexham 1, Chelsea 0. Sam Smith's goal separates the two sides, and Wrexham are settling into the way in which they want to play this, and Smith into the penalty area, checks back onto his right, loses his footing. He was away again almost there, Chris. It remains Wrexham 1, Chelsea 0.
Right, drama there, drama here. Over on Sports Extra, by the way, for the commentary of Wrexham against Chelsea. And when this game's over here in Rome, in about 14 minutes' time, we'll be with John Murray and Chris Sutton for the second half commentary, at least, of Wrexham against Chelsea. With Sports Extra now, with an upset brewing in North Wales. Wrexham 1, Chelsea 0. England still have the lead, Matt Dawson, and they've got a minute left on Underhill's and 8 minutes left on Itoje's. I can't believe Jamie George is still on.
Well, they obviously need him for the leadership. It has to be. I mean, the guy can barely walk or run. He's played himself to a position where he's hopping around off the field, getting some treatment. He has given his all tonight, but I just feel, with looking at the players that are on the pitch right now, where is that leadership? Where is that decision making? Your skipper's off the field. It's a big call to take Jamie George off right now. I have to say, that's tremendous defence from England under that pressure. You imagine how, I mean, it feels, we're 100-odd metres away from the touchline here. Imagine how it feels in that pitch, and it physically punches you in the stomach. The noise of the home support, they're cheering towards you on your own line. You know you're under pressure, and yet England very disciplined, very strong, great body position, and looks like they've got themselves out of a little bit of danger.
Well, they won the line out just by throwing it to the front where Guy Pepper took it, but they are on their own 5 metre line here, England. 14 minutes left in Rome. Italy 16, England 18. Another dramatic game. in an unbelievable Six Nations Championship. Today, Scotland put 50 points on France. Scotland 50, France 40. We had Wales at one point sensing an upset in Dublin last night. Scotland beating England. We've had Italy beating Scotland. Wales pushing Scotland right to the brink. Ireland whacking England in London. France hammering Ireland, but then losing to Scotland. What an incredible tournament it's been. Still so much to run. 40 minutes of this game and 3 games next weekend to crown the champions. Okay, well that's going to be a penalty at the very least.
Come on, how is he?
As Jack Van Poortvliet.
I mean, how is that not a yellow card?
That
is insane.
Tommaso Di Bartolomeo. That is.
I mean, come on. That is ridiculous. Van Poortvliet's mid-air doing a tuck jump, and the Italian hooker comes flying through. No eye on the ball, nothing other than to do some damage. Oh my goodness me. Come on.
Might have got away with one there as England make changes at tight head with Trevor Davison on, and Ollie Chesham is on as well, and I don't think Sam Underhill is returning, and Chesham is straight up to win a ball neatly at the line out. England go to the maul. They're one man down for the next 6 minutes, but they still have this slender yet incredibly precious 2-point lead with 12 minutes to go in Rome. Italy 16, England 18. England's more powers on. Can they milk a penalty? Van Poortvliet will go to the air. His kick dropping outside the 22. Roebuck's got to run up on Monty Ioane. Ioane loses it. England can pour forward here as Italy scamper down on the ball in their own 22. England have Italy right at the part of the pitch where they want them, as Alessandro Fusco digs for the ball, the replacement 9. But this is where England do need to show a bit of discipline, because that discipline's deserted them the last 10.
You don't need to do anything, Chris. Just stand there. Say to Italy, go on, what are you going to do? Are you going to box it? No problem whatsoever. Clear to touch, we'll get the ball back.
Good kick.
Everyone just
good kick, Mike,
relax. Yeah, great kick. It is a fantastic kick, but it's not a penalty. Otherwise it would have been a great kick to touch, and Italy's throw-in. England's ball on the halfway. No problem whatsoever. You're leading the game, driving maul, put some pressure on. Italy will come in, give a penalty away, kick the... it's that process that England just need to slot into. Really simple.
Almost in the final 10 minutes, Matt. No Henry Pollock, no Marcus Smith yet, and no Luke Cowan-Dickie at hook. I just really surprised that England, who used to empty their bench last year and really get impact from the subs, Steve Borthwick reluctant to do that with the game in the balance. But surely you've got to think a bit of energy off the bench could be vital. England are a man down, remember, with Maro Itoje, their skipper, in the sin bin. Jack Van Poortvliet with the kick. Can Roebuck get one back? No, well taken, Monty Ioane. And Italy have it 30 odd metres from their own line. They don't need to force it yet, Italy. Still loads of time to run in this game. Remember, Wrexham lead Chelsea. It's an upset brewing in the FA Cup 5th round at Wrexham. Gary Flintoff will bring us all the twists and turns, and commentary is over on Sports Extra with John Murray and Chris Sutton. Second half here on 5 Live. The kick, Roebuck, good pick up, Elliot Daly. Roebuck tapped it back and Daly scooped it up, showing all of his footballing skills. Well, England, you do feel England need more points. Can they sit on a 2-point lead for 10 minutes? I'm not so sure, but they will just try and get the ball into Italy territory. Van Poortvliet's kick, Roebuck again can't get it. It was backwards by Blue, and Italy just outside their own 22. The ball was out, says the referee, so England counter-ruck. That's good from England, and now they spin it. Finn Smith, Seb Atkinson, he kicked with 3 men outside, but then Bevan Rodd is on the loose ball and he offloads to Atkinson, who's only 10 metres out. Then Van Poortvliet is cleared hard, but Rodd is in there to pick it up. Rodd now finds Alex Coles. Coles, that's a good carry from the Northampton Saint to within 4 or 5 metres. Then it's been lost by England, and Italy can whack it forward. There's no one in the backfield. Liner is herring down on Murley. Good pace from Liner, but Murley's got gas as well. Back goes Murley. Harlequin on former Harlequin, and he drives forward nicely there, Caden Murley. That's decent, and he's trying to get a penalty out of Lewis Liner, who's still on the floor. And look at that, Matt Dawson, 70 metres, that game has swung. England were behind Italy, but just couldn't look after the ball. The story of their tournament. and now they're going to have to go from just outside their own 22. Italy 16, England 18. England a man down for the next 3 minutes. Italy have never beaten England. The Azzurri will not get a better chance than this. But England do still lead, and in a game that has been tightly fought on a knife edge from whistle one, these 2 points could still prove really important. The crossfield from Garbisi. Ioane steps around Roebuck and he's off. Lovely play. He gets the ball away to Menoncello. Oh, they're going to score surely here, Italy. Inside it goes. Try for Marin. That could be the try that seals the most famous win in Italy rugby history. They're under the post and Rome erupts.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Italy, under the pressure. Kick tennis to bore us all to death. And then a moment of brilliance. Crossfield kick. Oh, and I mean, probably actually may have gone a little bit backwards, but just got it to the outside. Brilliant inside ball to Menoncello, who has been devastating all day. Spins out of a tackle, and England left wanting. That was the threat. That was the danger of England playing their kicking game, constantly stopping playing their own brand of rugby. That is always going to be a danger, because you're one mistake, you're one bit of brilliance away from being behind.
The lead is 5 as Garbisi chips over the 2. Italy 23, England 18. As Henry Pollock comes on, as does Marcus Smith. You wonder whether it's 5 or 10 minutes too late. As we see a replay, Ioane sewed up Roebuck, and then the magnificent, this guy's 23, the rugby world at his feet. Already won Six Nations Player of the Season a couple of campaigns ago. His ball to Leonardo Marin, who's in for the try. Italy have never beaten England, and they are 7 minutes away from doing just that. And still England are a man down as Maro Itoje stalks the touchline, and he knows that 6.5 of the biggest minutes of his captaincy are coming up. Brilliantly taken by Italy, and they get it to Ioane. Can't quite get it to Ioane, but just the noise around this place. Every single Italy fan living the journey with their team. England, though, will get a line out and a chance to launch. Still, Jamie George is on. He looks like he's going 80 here, the England hooker.
Well, there's got to be some urgency, hasn't there? Strolling up to the halfway line just to take the kickoff took a minute.
Henry Pollock is on, and he tries to bust out of a few tackles. England 40 from the Italy goal line. A converted try could still win it for England. Italy 23, England 18. That's better. Tom Roebuck down the right touchline. Roebuck up against Ioane. They've had a good battle today. Jack Van Poorvliet, Finn Smith. There are numbers here for England. Seb Atkinson wide. It goes to nobody. Liner's almost on that ball. It's been thrown away by England. And Atkinson is smashed by Menoncello. Brilliant work, Menoncello. But Atkinson, that's good strength and physicality from the England 12. 12 on 12 there. But England are back on halfway. And you can hear the noise from the Italy crowd. The flags fly. The Italy fans are on their feet. They are 5 minutes away from Italian rugby history. 5-point lead as Van Poorvliet. They'll continue with this kick, even if it's not bringing too much joy. This time, though, it does end up back. Italy have knocked it on, so England will have a scrum 25 metres out. England power on, up to the, well, just 5 or 6 metres short of the 22. Is there enough urgency? Is there enough creativity? The advantage over for the knock-on. So England have to play. They're quite narrow with Tom Roebuck on the right. They'll kick for Roebuck, but I don't know, Matt Dawson, that's out on the full. There's no shape, is there? There's no... You looked at England there, very, very tight. Roebuck on the touchline, but not much threat coming Italy's way. Oh, goal at Wrexham. Which way's it gone, Gary?
It's a goal for Chelsea. A little bit fortunate though, Chris. So Wrexham 1, Chelsea 1. Garnacho in down the left, shot, beat the keeper, cleared off the line by a Wrexham defender, but onto the back of his own goalkeeper. It's an own goal. It's 1-1.
Nice one, Gary. It's over on Sports Extra, the commentary. And when this one finishes in, well, 5 minutes' time, we'll be at Wrexham Chelsea and have the whole of the second half here on 5 Live. Italy 23, England 18. If you're just joining us, Italy are 4.5 minutes away from Italian rugby history. It was a great story in Edinburgh earlier. Scotland 50, France 40. It'll be another huge, huge story here in the Eternal City if Italy are to topple England for the first time in their history. And you get a sense, Matt Dawson, from the noise around this place, that it's moving more from hope to expectation now as Italy set the ball up.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long ago it was. It wasn't very long, maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Italy were nowhere, where they were off their feet. They were hanging on. And that one bit of ill discipline, that one opportunity, another knock on.
Roebuck's knocked it on. Italy will get the scrum. If you're Italy, you just take the scrum and you take the time now, because it's England are going to have to score a converted try to win this game. They haven't got time to score twice, kick 2 goals with under 4 minutes to go. You don't feel they've got the time with Italy in possession. So if you're Italy, you're saying to England, what have you got? Have you got the wherewithal to go 50, 60 metres and score a converted try?
Where do you think, though, Chris, what are England thinking here when they have the ball?
Well, let's have a look now as Marcus Smith is under it. He knocks it on. England's they feel their heads have gone, and Italy are storming into the 22. Look at the body language from the Azzurri, wide from Garbisi. Out it comes, the offload from Marin nearly got away, and then Tommaso Allen is on it wearing 23. He's got Liner outside him. He gives it to Menoncello, who trucks it up. He's having a blinder, as he often does, Tommaso Menoncello. 3 minutes to go. Italy are a score away now. Any kind of score, a drop goal, a penalty, and they've got it. With a 5-point lead, if they can take it to 8, England will not have time to score twice. Under 3 minutes to go in Rome. As Italy just truck the ball up, there are some tired bodies out there, but they know they're 3 minutes away from glory and a match and a day that will live long in Italian rugby legend. The high kick from Fusco. Smith's got to take this one. He doesn't, but did Ioane knock it on? England then just about gather it through Finn Smith, but they've got to go 80 now, Matt. 2.5 minutes to go.
And they're just trucking it up on a turnover. It's got to go, Chris. There's got to be some ambition in this team. It's desperation. It's 2.5 minutes. They're box kicking the ball again. It's boring, unproductive rugby. You're never going to win games playing like this.
England have knocked it on. Italy are so close now. 2 minutes to go. Italy 23, England 18. Do they want the scrum, Italy? They can take their time, but that could risk giving a penalty away. And as you were saying, if England aren't going to play with a huge amount of ambition, all you've got to do if you're Italy, and Fusco's done that, is just put it back in England territory and say, come at us from 80 minutes. Roebuck, good catch. He's got hold of one. And now England have to snap into life and have to go from their own 22. Finn Smith out to Cowan-Dickie, who's on belatedly at hooker. He sets it up on the 22. England are on their own 22, though. Here's Marcus Smith. He double pumps and then finds Murley, who almost gets away. He had Freeman outside him. That's a bit better, a bit of pace on the ball. Finn Smith throws a dummy. He had Chandler Cunningham South herring up outside him, but didn't use the flanker. Marcus Smith's in at first receiver. Now England are putting a little bit of width on the ball as they go over the 10-metre line. Jack Van Poortvliet, he's got it to Wally Chesham. That's class from England. Over the 10-metre line, Chesham gallops. 30 metres out, Jack Van Poortvliet, they might have numbers as Van Poortvliet is off. Can he get it away? No, not quite, but they're almost up to the 22. Picked up by Tommy Freeman. He straightens Freeman. He needs support. Into the 22 goes Freeman. Have Italy turn it? Yes, they have. That could be the game. That is the game, surely. And thousands of Italy fans are on their feet around us. 50 seconds left. Italy can take their time. They can take the minute. And they can clear to touch, and if there's time for a line out, they're one line out away from glory. 40 seconds, under 40 seconds. Maro Itoje, can't believe it, he's still locked in conversation with Luke Ramos.
Yeah, I mean, he's locked in conversation because he feels that Italy have just come in at the side, which I would tend to agree with. But, you know, it's England's problem. That's the first time that they've actually tried to play any kind of rugby in the last 20-30 minutes maybe, and they've just made 80 metres because they've got some decent talent rather than just box kicking the ball to death. And do you know what, when you're ahead, when you're at home, you get those types of decisions. and you've got to suck it up and get on with it. But what do England expect if they're going to play that type of rugby away from home, consistently making the wrong decision in attack when they have the ball? It's unacceptable for an England team to be making that many errors in their decision making. I cannot get to grips, Chris, why England are playing like this. I don't get it.
.38 seconds to go. Italy 23, England 18, and Italy are a line out away from quite probably the greatest day in their rugby history. They joined this championship in 2000. They've beaten everyone in that time, bar England. 26 attempts in Six Nations, in the Six Nations era, 26 times England have won, 32 in total between the two countries. And with 30 seconds left, in the Six Nations crammed full of stories, this might be the biggest of them all. Italy 23, England 18, 20 seconds to go. Michele Lamoureux, the Italy skipper who won that penalty, he knows how close they are now. 10 seconds, under 10 seconds. They're going to count this down. The Italy crowd in the Olimpico. 3 seconds left. Fusco digs for the ball. That's it. Rome erupts. Italy have beaten England for the first time in their history. Of the 32 attempts, perhaps the most famous day in Italy rugby history. In the eternal city, a day that will live forever. 23 points to 18. Italy have beaten England. Where do England go from here? Defeat in Scotland, hammered at home by Ireland, humbled in Rome. The questions will continue until Paris next week for England and for Steve Borthwick. But this is Italy's day. The scenes, the colour, the energy in this crowd, and they've deserved it, Matt Dawson.
Yeah, we're without a shadow of a doubt. Italy, they have dug deep. They have gone to the core of this earth, never mind the well. They were off their feet. They were gone. They had nowhere to go. England had control of the game. And what a brilliant game rugby is, that you can show in all that adversity. You feel a moment from the crowd, a moment from your teammate, a decision. Something can spark something in your individual and collective belly to bring a last 10 or 15 minutes, particularly from Italy, that we've never seen before. We've never seen Italy finish off a game like that. I'm never in all the games against France, against Scotland, Wales, South Africa. They went somewhere different tonight, and I applaud that Italian squad and management and support base for a wonderful, wonderful evening of rugby, and they thoroughly deserve that win.
It is Italy's day. It needs to be celebrated, and it will be by everyone here of an Italian persuasion. And the noise levels and the energy of the crowd and how it all picked up in that second half. What a brilliant try it was to seal it. They were 18-10, England had them at 18-10, but Italy scored 13 unanswered points to win by 23-13. But England, Matt, we commentated on them all through 2025. They had a 12-match winning run. They have dropped off a cliff. The game plan completely exposed for a third game in a row. They look bereft of ideas. I don't know what happened to the use of the bench. Players like Pollock barely got on. Jamie George played 75 minutes. So many questions for Steve Borthwick, and all of the momentum and all the growth that England had over that period. I mean, they are in an almighty hole now, aren't they, ahead of Paris next week?
Well, you want the tournament to finish right now, don't you? That England squad, enough is enough. let's write it off. No, let's go to Stade de France, let's go to Paris, to a hurting French team.
Who need to win well for the title.
Who need to, they need to put their opposition away. That was a really, really bizarre performance from England, and they got themselves into a really good position. Was not gifted, but the end of that first half where Italy were in control of the game and then tried to play their way out of a scrum where they just needed to basically kick the ball off the pitch and go into half-time. England score a really good try, crossfield kick, Roebuck, get control of the game. Right, here we go. England came out in that second half and looked like, Marrow getting a little bit angry with Finn Smith, kick the goals. Yeah, that's the way, here we go. Little 8-point lead, no problem, we've got control of the game. To then Marrow giving a penalty away, and then it was an avalanche of errors, individual, collective errors, and England looked disparate. They looked like there was zero leadership. They were looking around for help, and there was nowhere to look, because all of a sudden the Italians were just sort of looking over the fence to say, oh sorry, are you in a little bit of trouble here? Okay, here's our opportunity, let's give it one more shot. And my goodness me, what a shot that was.
Well, the inquest when it comes to England will continue. We'll speak to Steve Borthwick, we'll debrief from the Rugby Union Weekly. But Steve, this is Italy's day. I mean, in a Six Nations that has just compelled and captivated from second one. Story upon story, upset upon upset, unpredictable result upon unpredictable result. Scotland beating France 50 points to 40, and now Italy, for the first time in their rugby history, after 32 failed attempts, they have beaten England. How they deserve it, how the fans here deserve it, how those players deserve it. They've won here by 23-18.